Men nowadays are not enthusiastic about getting along with modern women at all. They don't see any benefits in dating, marrying, or putting a ring on it. And can we blame them? It seems like women have little incentive to be loyal or even decent partners. They can cheat, file for divorce, take half of the man's assets, and still come out on top. It's quite the advantageous deal. Of course, not every woman is disloyal or materialistic, but the rules of the game are clear. It's like walking through a dangerous place to reach a desirable outcome. The explanation for this mindset is simple. Why take the risk when happiness can be found without relying on someone else? Let's face it, many aspire to be independent individuals capable of conquering the world alone. When a guy gets his act together, he can flourish independently and may prefer it that way. However, I firmly believe that we should avoid getting entangled in a culture of promiscuity with these women. While it's natural to desire various experiences, engaging in polygamy just to boast about it later is far from noble. Where does this behavior connect to true marital bliss?
I think this is something that we don't talk about enough. You cannot have the utmost freedom without giving up security. And you cannot have the utmost security without giving up freedom. If you want the security and provisioning and leadership of a man, you must be willing to give up some of your freedom. The problem is that modern day women think, oh, I want to still be free and, out there and doing whatever I want while still having a traditional man at home that's going to take care and support me. That's not how it goes. If you want a traditional man that's going to have all the duties and roles that you want him to be, breadwinner, authoritative, decisive, assertive, dominant, masculine, etc., well, you need to be a feminine woman in return. And being a feminine woman in return means not having and courting guys around that are friends when we know that they want to have sex with you.
In the current state of affairs, it appears that women have become unbearable partners and can't fulfill their roles as wives. On the other hand, men have turned into hunters, pursuing any woman who catches their eye. But women, here's the catch. If you've had multiple partners before, your chances of finding a good man decrease rapidly. It's like a melting ice cream cone on a hot day. Moreover, some women boldly flaunt their connections to various men, including club managers and others just seeking a good time. These situations make men hesitant about getting involved with such women. Who wants to deal with someone who has a horde of exes lurking around? It feels like a competition to win her over. No man is willing to pay a full price for a car that is old, used, and has had several repairs. When a man feels like he's competing for a woman's attention, it can't ignite a strong desire in him. Let's be honest, he's probably not considering marriage just yet. At that moment, primal instincts often take over. In the past, being a virgin was highly valued for women, but nowadays, society is pushing high body count as female empowerment, and we should not judge a woman who has had multiple partners. Some men still have instincts within them, and even caution each other about marrying a woman with a history. It seems that some women have adapted to playing different roles in their lives, finding it refreshing to bask in the spotlight. Meanwhile, some men approach sexual encounters with a competitive mindset. In response to the challenges of modern dating and marriage, some men take matters into their own hands by seeking opportunities elsewhere or devising strategies to navigate the current dating landscape. However, men in the Western world face significant obstacles in finding love and committing to marriage. It's not just about laws and regulations, it's about the way modern women think. Many men struggle to connect with women who have achieved parity with men in education, employment, and housing, yet still seek more in their relationships.
I made so many mistakes, like how these girls are talking like, oh, I'm independent, I'll do what I want. That was me. That was literally me. And now I look back, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
Would you say feminism is a lie?
It's the biggest lie to destroy women and families. It's the establishment wanting to get our tax dollars so then they can benefit and destroy our families. That's really is it. Like, I was like, oh, I'm Miss Independent, I want to do this. And
I have a saying that a lot of girls get mad at me for saying, but I typically say women start to mature once they stop getting the same sexual attention from men and they realize that feminism is a lie.
In the Western world, women are increasingly embracing the feminism narrative, believing they can live independently without needing men. They focus on education, careers, and often pursue relationships with bad boys, only to find themselves dumped and lost when they reach a certain level of success. As they approach their biological clock's end, panic sets in, and they desperately search for men they previously friend-zoned. However, they often discover these men have moved on, married, and started families. In their pursuit of relationships, Western women find that their desirability diminishes with age. They may attract younger men interested only in physical pleasure and one-night stands. Frustrated by their situation, some women turn to social media platforms to vent their anger and criticize men. On the other hand, men have become disillusioned with traditional dating and relationships. They no longer see the point of chasing women who may reject them or seek material gains elsewhere. Men feel disheartened by women's hypergamous nature, where they seek partners from higher socioeconomic strata. Men are often expected to take on financial responsibilities and lavish women with attention, while women may be quick to discard them for wealthier options. This one-sided dynamic frustrates men who work hard to provide for women but may feel unappreciated. With the rise of the MGTOW, more men are becoming aware of the true nature of some women and are choosing to focus on their own pursuits and passions instead of chasing romantic relationships. Men find fulfillment in personal growth and success, rather than dedicating their lives solely to pleasing women. Western women must recognize men's value and loyalty in relationships, or they risk alienating potential partners. Loyalty remains crucial for successful relationships, and women must realize that their actions have consequences. If women fail to appreciate men, they will find themselves seeking attention from men who are no longer interested.
The reason men don't have morality installed in them is not just about the individual case of the man. It's about society as a whole, women as a whole, men as a whole, the dating game as a whole. And this is the world we live in. This is why I was talking about how dangerous new think is. And the truth is, as a man, now the game has changed. In the game of chess, sometimes it's not about winning. It's about making sure you don't lose. And there's a lot of men who are now like, okay, how do I not lose? I become fucking ruthless. That's how I don't lose. I get all my sex because the women are promiscuous. I don't let anyone fucking tie me into anything dumb. Any bitch wants to get fresh to me or fucking talk to another dude, I cut her off financially. You just get ruthless so you don't lose the game. But that's because the game's been rigged against men. So the harder you rig the game against us, the more ruthless we're gonna have to be to compete.
For men, navigating this ever-changing dynamic can be daunting, but many are determined to succeed in their romantic pursuits. It's not surprising that some women feel uneasy walking alone on the streets, given the security concerns. However, in some countries, women need not worry about safety issues due to their strong moral values and common sense, which permeate all aspects of society. Now listen carefully, gentlemen. Some of you may desire a traditional, loyal wife rather than casual flings. Finding a woman who possesses these qualities, along with being caring and good with children, can be challenging in today's world. The idea of being a domestic goddess seems to have been forgotten by many. Some women even proudly proclaim their lack of cooking and cleaning skills in rap songs. But let's be clear. It's not only women who face objectification in today's society. Some men, especially rappers, are just as guilty of this behavior. Music videos often perpetuate similar themes, objectifying women as props for male ego boosts. It's disheartening to see some women prioritize external validation over finding a reliable partner who can take care of them. In such a messed up world, what attracts men is not necessarily a woman's professional achievements or impressive traits, but her availability, potential to bear children, and strong sense of self. Choosing the right partner can indeed be a challenge, and finding a woman who meets a man's criteria may prove difficult. As a result, some men may choose to remain single, living life on their own terms to avoid unnecessary drama.